Hello, everybody. I'm Christina, and unexpectedly doing another live stream tonight too. I know I didn't announce it again, but I'll start trying to do that anyway. I didn't know how many people I was getting with those notifications anyway when I try to create a written post. I don't know how many people actually really see them. Um, starting to get some people in, and I'm glad I didn't catch out too odd of a time, and that at least some of you are getting your notifications, right? If we have any new viewers, I want to encourage you to subscribe, hit the all notifications bell. Don't forget to comment and share the videos. And we can get into what it is that has totally caught my eye today. First, I'm going to say hi to everybody. Hello, On a Mission, Fiddlesticks, and Jeff Jacobs. Very good to have you guys. Okay, all right. So we've been talking about the vac a whole lot, right? And some of the concerns we've had with the ingredients, with how fast it's being rushed out, and how they've just been kind of waving this, you know, hope for the future, like there's a light at the end of the tunnel with all these lockdowns. Maybe we can get back to life as we have known it, at least in some way before. If we just take this magic potion, then everything could be okay, right? Our life will be simpler, except we have to report to them constantly and be tracked, but we can go back to work after we've been tagged like cattle. Well, no, it's not going to be that simple. Not even close. No. Okay. So, MSNBC medical analyst comes out, okay, with this article, Fox News kind of thing. I don't know. Yep. Okay, there we go. It's coming on Fox News that MSNBC medical analyst said don't travel or stop wearing masks until summer, even after getting vaccine. I just want to stop right there and go, okay, so what's the point? Where's the incentive here? And doesn't your vaccine work? I mean, why would people have to keep wearing their mask? Is it because I don't know. That doesn't I know with the flu shot, when you get it, that you tend to emit 600 times the flu virus is what I've read in medical writings in the past, that you're just emitting so much of it. So what are they afraid that you're going to that doesn't make any sense. I don't know, but the point is they don't want you to travel. They still don't want to open up anything, really. Okay, let's just go on with this article, okay? Hello, Daryl, Bloomington, Indiana. Um, I'm subsidized from through the black for claiming it's not the mark. I can hear that stuffy stuff. Okay. They never intended to stop their grip on the power. That's right. That's right. It's meant to keep like a boa constrictor. That's what it is. All right. Okay. So the article goes. We haven't even started, have we? It's like, okay. So this guy, Dr. Vin Gupta, told viewers Tuesday that they likely should not travel or stop wearing masks until this coming summer, even after getting vaccinated, right? Just because you get vaccinated with that second dose does not mean you should be participating in things like traveling in the middle of an out of control pandemic. Like, who would do that? And even if it's out of control, okay, I guess because they've got these new strains, right? Maybe. Or that you're liberated from the mask. Don't think that you're going to be liberated from your masks or that you can just go places. That's crazy talk. Just because you've been vaccinated. Everything still applies until all of us get the 2-dose regimen. We don't think that's going to happen until June or July. So we're just going to hold on to everybody until then. Maybe we'll let you go. We don't know if just getting the vaccination prevents serious illness, or does it also prevent you from getting infection entirely? You don't know. Then why are you doing this then if you don't know? Isn't that the whole point, to prevent serious illnesses? Okay. Meaning you can still get infected with the virus potentially. This is what this says, and pass it on to others. Don't let your guard down just because you got vaccinated. Am I the only one seeing and hearing this? Okay, that's crazy talk. Healthcare workers and vulnerable seniors became the first Americans to receive doses of the Pfizer vaccine this week. While the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines have proven to be highly effective in protecting patients from illness, well, it just says they don't know if it does. Experts have not concluded whether an asymptomatic vaccinated person could still spread it. New York nurse who has the first. Okay, do not be afraid. Gupta responded online after his remarks were flagged. Goalpost moving. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Goalpost moving. We finally see the light at them so-called. I knew they weren't going to give up, right? Got a lot of comments. Everything. We got 7 people, 4 likes. That's really good. Hello, all. Jeff Jacobs. Okay. Trails. Hello. Lentil soup. All right. It looks like everybody's still saying hello. That's good. Good, 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 good. I like how nice everyone is here. Okay. Back to what we're talking about. Now, what really baked my noodle there was one of the viewers that we have here on on this very channel is Amy FOJC, and she turned me on to this video, right? And I've got it in the description box. But this video was made back in 2014. Okay, we already talked about the Dark Winter drill from like 2001. This was a video that this amazing guy put together. Federal Jack Tube 6. Now, he hasn't had any videos out in a long, long time, but the videos that he or she, I'm assuming it's a he, made, are still there. And what he said in these videos, what he put together is a bunch of news reports and things from Alex Jones, put it together so that we could see what was coming for us. And it was so outrageous at the time, but we could see the laws passing and everything. And I'm going to pull out some of what was in this video. It's like an hour long, and my version of Cliff Notes, but I have by no means have really gone into all that this video is able to portray. Okay, it gives us a clear and frightening picture of what could really to us, and it's not a theory. These have been actual exercises with instructions that were explained in this video in pretty gruesome detail. Okay, yep. Okay, so what they were saying was coming, that's already happened, is they would close the schools, that trade would be restricted, sports events and concerts would be canceled and borders closed. Things that are happening now, once an emergency has been declared, non-healthcare personnel can be authorized to force vaccinate, and they were doing that. They were looking for people that they could train, like pharmacy technicians and pharmacists, to give these inoculations, right? Policemen also. They push apparently safe vaccines that have unknown side effects. This is from the video, okay? They would rush vaccines through the FDA. All right. But it went further. There were things that this guy said, because what had happened was, well, they didn't even get into this guy. I'll get into this guy in a second. Okay, but there are things that it said that they were on this list that they haven't done yet. And it's so close to, it's pretty much exactly what they've been doing so far, that I actually have to tell y'all what they are. They're saying that this can happen, okay? That they can enter your private property forcibly and disarm the citizens once inside, forcibly quarantine those suspected of having the virus. And they've already been kind of talking about this lately anyway. We've been talking about this in the videos, how even suspected people, that leaves a wide open door for abuse of the system, right? They were talking about mobile vaccination units, that it would pave the way to martial law. And it was just really weird that it sounded like the news came out saying that today that there were some military people wanting Trump to do martial art. Now, whether that's true or not, but that's what I heard coming through the news vine today. And it's just, it was almost like, is that a coincidence? You know what I mean? Um, Future still mandatory quarantine camps. Okay. And I just heard a news report come out that there are 4 allergic reactions that have been reported already, and the vacc's already been out for like less than a week, right? 2 of them were in Alaska, and the symptoms that they're reporting so far are rapid heart rate, rash, flushing, and shortness of breath, calling it anaphylactic, which is like basically another word or fancy word for allergic reaction, right? And they're just recommending EpiPens and Benadryl type medications for the allergic reaction. But again, this is just the beginning, okay? We still don't know, okay? Put all those metal objects, those teeny little metal objects around some 6G. How do you know, right? I mean, seriously, how do you know? Before I get into the rest of this and what this guy says next in this video, which is what I thought was also super important, I'm just going to check the chat real quick. Yeah, they were talking about setting up churches and other just random places as centers. Yeah, you're right, fiddlesticks. They were anticipating that. The video talks about that and how they're preparing certain people to kind of put it in the back of their heads that people aren't going to want to leave their homes, that they're going to want to fight, and that they have to be prepared to use deadly force if they have to, which, because they know people aren't going to want to go along with what they're planning. Okay. And I had told you that I'd had that vision where they were going door to door, and that the last thing you wanted to do was go with them, that they were saying that they were taking you to your new home to just pack one bag of things you think you might need, not to go with them. Okay, you run out the back door. Okay, if you see a caravan coming up going door to door and people getting on, run, run, run. Do not go. Okay. Okay, yeah, they're anticipating that. Okay, so you've got to know what they're anticipating, what they're going to be really highly aware and observant, and they're going to have these goals. They're going to be quick, and if things keep going the way they're going, this could be our future. Okay. But okay, so this guy was named Travis Maddox. Okay. He was a 2008 former 2008 congressional candidate, Constitutional Party, Constitution Keepers kind of thing. And he gave an interview discussing some special training that he had received. And he said that people would be removed from their homes, put on city or school buses, go door to door, and evacuate them. It would be for their greater good. How many times do I have to keep saying that this week, right? It's for our own good. We've got to trust them. It's okay. They know what they're doing. They're for Americans. No, they sold out a long time ago. Okay, they could care less about us. All this whole thing about vaccinating us to keep us safe and they don't care about us. None of this makes sense. But anyway, I don't want to get off topic, all right? It would be for their greater good that they would be taken to these decontamination facilities. It would not be a choice. Takedown tactics would be necessary. Zip tie handcuffs, and they could use lethal force. Bus goes to designated quarantine area. Armed security is there. People are lined up outside of the bus, and then they order you to completely disrobe despite the weather. That's right. It could be freezing outside. It doesn't matter. All of you lined up together, disrobed. okay? They have an assembly line in the tents of sorts. The first station washes you with scrub brushes and they hose you down. The next station dries you and gives a series of vaccinations, okay? Then the last station you are given prison clothes to be transferred to a more secure facility. The man even mentioned that there were railroad tracks beside these facilities, okay? And they all did this during World War II. So I think that it would really, as much as I keep bringing up World War II the last few weeks, it would really behoove a lot of us to start doing some research into exactly how things progressed before America got into the war via Pearl Harbor, okay? I think that there's a lot to learn for today from back then, okay? But that's not all. They have, as you know, it was recent past, I remember 10 years ago or something, where they were calling people that really loved America and loved the environment and wanted to save the whales and stuff. They just labeled us all terrorists, and they were putting people on lists that they felt, like certain religious groups and, you know, preppers even, they put all of these super Americans, I guess, or normal Americans on this list of people that could give them trouble and that should be monitored and probably have been for a while, okay? But I just wanna say that, see, I was an Army brat, okay? And I was there all the time. I know those soldiers were my brothers, okay? Those white coats were all my uncles, and the decorated officers, they were all like family to me, and I know that when everybody signed on, they were all told that they were serving their country and the police serve and protect, and I know that you're used to taking orders and everything, but you don't have to do this. Is this really what you signed up for? If somebody asks you to do that, is that really what your goal was? Really? Don't do this. Don't do this to your brothers and sisters. We're the people you're supposed to protect, okay? Good night, right? Okay, this live stream probably won't be as long because again, this was sort of this fly by the seat of my pants kind of video. I felt like it was important to go ahead and get this information out there because there's no real reason for us to take that vaccine when it comes down to it. There's no good reason, not one, to take this. And the ulterior agendas are happening, okay? They're saying they're like, the moving the goalpost thing, but they're just steady taking and they're holding on to it. And I need for everybody to see this, okay? I need you to see it for what it is. It's a grab. It's a takeover right in front of our faces using our laws. Okay? I just want y'all to know that. Okay, let's check the yeah, they're tracking the volunteers, yeah, but they're the tracking of the suspected people, "Oh, you could possibly have this." I don't like that at all. It's basically I told you they're imprisoning us in our homes, okay? And it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter. Really, what are they doing here? Satan claws run. Military will threaten firing squad for refusing orders. And I was seeing where they could, yeah, they could do that, like FEMA and the military and could work together to force all of this. The military's supposed to be involved, and they did talk about checkpoints, which are already starting to come up for the most innocent looking of reasons, but they're coming up. Do you see this? Stop looking at the front story and look at the big picture. Look behind the smoke and check it out. just compare it to pre-World War II, compare it to the video that I've got in that link, that description box. We have no choice at some point. You know, what is that movie, The Patriot, with Mel Gibson? He was like, "Oh, I don't wanna get in the fight," and then the fight just, like, kinda comes to the door, you know? Eventually, it looks like we're gonna have to if things keep going this way. Fight to live. A battle will ensue on the land. It's already here, though. It's wild, and they're breaking into they're hack somebody is hacking into the most vital parts of our grid, and that is usually the beginning stage of an invasion. When they've hacked your banks, your power plants, your internet, your hospitals, all of this, Homeland Security, NASA, we're already under attack, okay? Okay. All right. Right, Jeff Jacobs, I really like your attitude, put me on the list. You know, in the Bible, it says to be it's I'm paraphrasing here, but a lot of y'all might be familiar with what I'm saying is that when somebody is persecuting you in the name of God or for a righteous purpose under God, that when they persecute you and hurt you and things like that, that we're supposed to be of good cheer. And there's a reason for that because it's an awesome thing up in heaven to be on you know, Jesus died for us. And so it's when we're willing to go and make personal sacrifices for our faith, that's a beautiful thing in heaven. It's an honor, really. Welcome, Christy. Oh, Christy, hello. Gosh, I'm so glad to see you. Um, there's a lot to catch up on, and it's funny, you know, we do have a lot of Pharisees. Pharisees. Yes, they were people that they had a lot of money and they had their hands not just in money, but in the church, and they kind of ran it and they had their own views of what prophecy should be, but they really didn't know what they were looking at. Okay. And so they were just kind of blind, you know. They were not good. They were not good. If I'm thinking about, yeah, it's Pharisees, wasn't it? Yeah. That's the right attitude, Jeff. That's the right attitude. God may take us out of here at any time, but we also have to be ready for the alternative, the other side of the coin, and anything in between. You know, we have to be ready on all fronts. Okay? That's right. Oh, goodness. You're such a good sister, Christy. We should all be lucky to have sisters like you. Where the lady was broadcasting to the networks from a mobile van, the truth. Yes, 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 yes. That's right. There's gonna there's gonna have to be some form of communication between groups. Maybe, I don't know, pigeons. Oh, and if Grim Survival should happen to see this, he was saying earlier, and this is just a little off topic, but he was saying you can't win in a knife fight. Really, nobody really wins. And I was kind of thinking, why would I have to necessarily fight back with a knife when I can just, I mean, if I'm in the woods, like, let's just say, you ever been switched by grandma? You gotta really, you know, you can pop them in the back of the knees and pop them in the hand. They'll drop that knife. You can win. You just maybe need to pick a different weapon. Get your good long thin switch. Pop, 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 pop. They'll drop that knife. They'll want to run. Just having a little suggestion there. In the Left Behind movie where the lady was broadcasting, now that is such an interesting, that's always kind of fascinated me, you know, the Left Behind thing, because I can see where it could happen. I can see in biblical prophecy where something like that looks like it's happening. It's happening, there's a resurrection happening too, you know, where people are coming out of their graves, and I can see that. But at the same time, during the tribulation, I'm seeing an entire army of God through the whole thing, you know? And, like I said, Armageddon, that's the name of the last battle because of the place it takes place at the end of tribulation. And there are two armies that gather against each other. They're human armies. So that army didn't just appear that day. It's been there. It's fighting. Okay. So I've always kind of thought, maybe some people it's their time to go, but maybe other people are meant to be here. Does that make sense? Like the two witnesses, just things like that. But I also heard that in the airlines, they try, if they have like a two pilots thing going on, they try to have one Christian and one that's not a Christian in case the rapture happened. I actually heard that. Um, I think that it's on the way to the mark because there's one thing they're not doing. They're not putting a mark necessarily in our hand or on our forehead. Second of all, they're not really trying to give us a choice here. You know what I mean? And when you get the mark, you have to make a choice. They can't really force it on you. They'll just kind of knock you off if you don't want it. So, but this right here, it's definitely in the tracks of it. It's definitely that seed that's growing for the future we know we're heading towards. And it's definitely not a good thing. I see this as straight up based off of evil. It's demonic. It's straight up from the pit of hell, no doubt about it. And you don't have to feel like you failed, okay? You know why? Because a lot of people fail on their way to success, and it's through our failures that we learn. Don't get down. Just get back up, baby. You're all right, okay? You made a video explaining it's headed that way with the buy and sell. It really is. It really is, okay? We can't travel. We won't be able to buy, sell, work, and at some point even keep our families. Maybe there'll be like communities everywhere that because I've been starting to hear about these. Okay, like Chaz or whatever was an autonomous zone. Maybe there will be these autonomous zones for people that don't want to be vaccinated. I mean, it could happen, right? That's right. You're not done yet. It does have it did, and it started really honestly back in now the furthest I can remember the military projects, the documentaries that I've seen was this one Project Kitty Cat or something, Project Kitty, and they put the earliest form of an RFID thing, tracking thing on a cat. They had like a microphone and wiring, and it just didn't work out because the cats kind of wander off, right? They couldn't just get them to go straight to their target. But later on, they did have it came out. I believe it was for the animals, the RFID thing. Yeah, it came out first, and the RFID that came for humans was virtually identical later. But it started in military projects back in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't heard about Project Funvax removes V or VMAT2 gene. I'm gonna have to check that out. It does feel Watchmen like this whole like I say, they're trying to have a series of vax. It's the amount of strains that are coming out and the way the pace that the vaccine is mutating suggests that they could never catch up with this thing. Not ever. Not the way, and in fact, it probably would make it worse to keep trying to eliminate it because you really can't do that with viruses. You just can't. Viruses, they're a pickle, all right? Whenever I have the flu coming, most of the time people can just treat the symptoms. But I'm going to tell you right now, every time I even feel a sniffle, I get a vitamin C tablet. And it's like a whole bunch of oranges in there. Jalapenos, if you're into jalapenos, they got a lot of vitamin C in there too. Clears you right up, okay? But that's a minor virus, like a cold, a flu thing. I don't know how well it would work with corona, but I know that they did recommend it already, at the very beginning of this with like zinc, right? Okay. God gene. And then we got the pineal gland too. All right. I think that's really why they wanna mark the forehead. It's to kinda block that pineal gland, you know? Just okay, I think if it would if I wonder if it could dumb people down so more likely take well, there has been some talk, Christy, that it would make you more compliant, less there has been talk about that starting to come through. I don't know who that is a possibility. Okay. We should definitely watch out for that. Right. Right, right. Okay, I know I'm not saying all of the comments. Yeah. Yep, 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 yep. But this, no matter what, if they have what they say containing these, I've looked and I've looked and I've looked, and these definitely have nanoparticles. It's there to protect the instructions that are going to be written onto your rDNA. Okay, so these particles, they're going to stay in your body, and you are an antenna, but you could just as easy be a lightning rod. I mean, I just definitely I don't wanna be like a robot. I don't wanna be somebody. It's like the metal handcuffs are inside of us. That's what they want to do. You must see that Pentagon briefing discussing this. Yeah, so a lot of y'all have been hearing, um, about this over the years anyway, how it's been building up. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and, let everybody go for now. It's time for everybody to chill and maybe get some hot chocolate. It's gonna be cold again tonight for us, but not as bad as last night. But I just wanna say thank you for everyone coming by, and, I'll talk to you soon, and God bless you all. Bye.